Every week there's a minimum of 10 grand to be won on the AFTV PICK10. Now remember, you don't have to get them all right, you just have to get them most right. Click the link below and play.
Hi and welcome along to the Invincible podcast with my man Lee Judges, brought to you today by AFTV PICK10. A little bit later we're going to be telling you who won this week, and you decided where I'm going to eat yet?
Yeah, I think we're going to go. What do you reckon now? Because you're jetting off to what's name, we couldn't fit it in, could we? So it's a bit out of order.
Like, you know what? We will fit it in. Yeah. We will fit it in as soon as I'm back. Because
what's that one we said we're going to go to Salt Bay? That's what we're going to go to.
Salt Bay? Yeah. Listen, this guy's taking a mick, man.
Yeah, that's the one we're going to.
Salt Bay?
Yeah.
Bloody. Are we going to have some lamb there?
Yeah, I thought we was going to keep that quiet, though. You know what I mean? Unreal you are.
Now, for everybody out there who's thinking to yourself, why has Robbie just said that? And what's so funny about eating lamb, right? I'm going to give you a very, very funny story, right? Start off with this. So last week Saturday, brilliant. And we're going to get into some of that game, but it's brilliant. We got invited into a box at the game by, he's actually a Wolves fan, but all his family are Arsenal fans. Yeah. His name is called Inda. Want to thank you very much. He was such a nice guy, great hospitality, and his box is brilliant because his box is just by the away fans. Yeah. So we didn't even miss out on the atmosphere.
No,
the atmosphere. If anything, it was even better.
Yeah.
It was absolutely incredible, right? Now, if you go into a box, it is brilliant. You know what I mean? I wish I could afford one. I'll tell you, it's brilliant, right? In there, they give you like food and everything, and food and drink and all that. And again, Inda laid it all on. It was brilliant, right? Now, you had a choice on the menu. Lamb, sort of like a lamb roast and that, or like a vegetarian roast. Lee goes, I'll go for the vegetarian roast. I don't eat lamb. So I was quite surprised because I'm like, I've been out with him before. I see him eating meat. Man's telling me about he wants to go Salt Bay and that for the bet and everything like that I lost on the AFTV PICK10. So I'm thinking, how comes he's not eating lamb? So I go, well, why don't you eat lamb? I go, you're not a vegetarian or nothing like that. You're not a vegan. He goes, no, what it is. Well, you tell him.
No, well,
you tell him.
I don't think it's funny, but like, you know, what it was when I was younger, I was an apprentice electrician, and we was laughing at like that. And we had to down do like a big load of rewiring on a farm, big like, you know, massive farm. And, you know, there's obviously like lambs and sheep and, you know, pigs and horses and cows and everything like that. But there was a slaughter bit in there, like, you know, and off come these little lambs to be like slaughtered, like, you know what I mean? And that was it. I couldn't eat lamb ever no more. And to that day, I've never ate lamb because of that, like, you know.
So because you saw the lambs going in to get slaughtered?
Yeah. I didn't actually see them get slaughtered. I actually see that lining them up to, you know what I mean, like
lining up to go in and get slaughtered.
Go in. I started crying, Robbie. It broke me heart.
I did not know you had that soft side.
Yeah, I did. I didn't like it, like, you know.
But you still eat pork. And you still eat beef. And you still eat chickens.
Yeah.
And you still eat all of that stuff.
I do.
So, you know,
because I stayed away from it after that, like, because it was just on that one day that it happened to be the lambs going. Look, listen, if it had been the chickens that day, I don't know.
I thought his guy was hard, man. I thought he's like the sort of guy that, you know.
Side, like, Robbie.
I thought he was the sort of guy that, you know, if you was, I don't know, what's that? You know, like them programs on TV, SAS. Where you're going to go and get you know,
I couldn't do it.
You'd have to hunt down a rabbit.
I couldn't do nothing.
Kill that,
like that,
skin it and eat the food. You wouldn't do that.
I couldn't do that, no.
So you starve?
I would starve, yeah.
What a wimp.
I could not
do. Come on, man.
I could not, you know, do anything like that. Like. Do you know there's some people, like, you know, Christmas is coming, isn't it? Like, you know, I know some people feed their own turkey before killing it, don't they? Have a little. I could not do that. I'd end up having it as a pet. You know, I could not do it.
I was in Jamaica once, right? And in Jamaica, they've sort of got a tradition sometimes where, you know, say I've come over from England and I ain't been for a long time, and I got Robbie. You know, the big dish is curry goat over there. So they go, look, we're going to kill a goat for you.
Oh.
Right? So it's just to see, you know, because obviously they need that to make the curry goat. And I was over in Jamaica one time, and I saw, and I just thought they were saying like the terminology was yeah, well, kill a goat, man, calm down, curry water, rice. And they actually pulled the goat out, slit his throat, and I was like, yo. It was delicious, though.
I could not eat that. I couldn't do it. Do you know, like when you go like, I'm not a massive lover of fish and lobster
love
and
fish.
thing like that. But you know, like they put you come around, don't they, in a restaurant, like posh restaurants, and they go, I'll pick your lobster. I can't do that.
Yeah, listen, of course, man.
I
remember when we went over to Singapore, when Arsenal was playing over, we went to this place. Actually, it was just across the way. It was in Indonesia. And we went to this place, right, where they had this big tank. And all this, you could see the fish swimming around in it. And the lobsters, all of it was in the tank, right? And you just went, yeah, that one. They pulled it out, killed it, cooked it. Fresh, man, beautiful.
I just had a plate of chips. Unreal.
Well, what about the chicken you eat? And what about the...
Yeah, but I don't see it getting slaughtered, do I? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see it, nor the cows. And let's be honest, come on, a little sheep is a cute little thing as well, isn't it? Like a little lamb, you know.
Well,
I
I never knew you had this soft side, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I never knew you was this,
So I've never had lamb since that day. Like,
maybe instead of supporting Arsenal, you should support Forest Green Rovers or something. Yeah. Support Derby County, the Rams. Yeah. Anyway, we are going to talk about football. Listen, that story comes from football because we was at the game last week, Saturday. Again, Arsenal, brilliant.
Before we say that, before we just go, can we just add the tomato juice one, like? Can we just do that, like?
No, this was really funny now. Julian, again, a lot of stories emanate from this guy, Julian, right? Now,
he's a character.
He's a character. Now,
he ate 6 plates of extra food.
Yeah. He kept saying to the guy, any chocolate cake? Any chocolate cake? I was like, we're just eating the starters. And he's going, is there chocolate cake at half time? I was thinking, if it was my box, I'd tell him how to do one, man. Get out, man. Stop bothering me about chocolate cake. But anyway, we'd all had quite a bit to drink. Because, again...
You was on the whiskies, you and Julian.
Oh, they were looking after us, man. And even at one time, I had to say, I better slow down, man. I've got interviews to do later. But Julian had quite a lot to drink.
Come over a bit funny.
And then he goes, I'm not going to have any more. I don't think I'll have any more whiskey. This is a bit too much, this. So the guy goes to him, well, what would you like to drink then? Like a soft drink? He goes, could I have some tomato juice? I'm like, tomato juice?
With Worcester sauce.
He goes, what's wrong with tomato juice? I was like, oh my God, man.
He said,
he's a strange guy.
He's a strange guy.
He's a strange guy, but he was brilliant, and we had great banter. And watching the game and watching Arsenal perform, and I've got to say, I felt that was another great away performance.
Yep,
it was controlled. It was, professional, clinical. Because and Inda, who was the Wolves fan, he said to me that was Wolves' best performance of the season.
Yeah, he did say that, yeah.
He did say that, didn't he? Right?
Said,
and we know they're at the bottom of the table, but they gave it everything, Wolves. But we just managed the game brilliantly. We were patient. And then Martin Odegaard, I'm just representing him today.
Yes.
Turns up with 2 big goals. We're scoring a lot of goals from midfield now. That was a thing that we never used to do. And Arsenal finish this period, as we go into the World Cup now, top of the league, and will be top of the league for Christmas. And it's quite significant because most teams that finish top of the league at Christmas go on to win the league. Now, it's no guarantee, but right now, this team is fired. And, they were under a bit of pressure because obviously we saw what happened to Man City earlier on in the day. Man City losing to Bournemouth. And they just took it in their stride. They can go all the way, couldn't they?
Well,
they could go all the way, couldn't they?
When they're playing like that, they can. Defending fantastically well. Because we was in the box, I thought I'd have to watch it a different way. So I normally do, no shouting and screaming and all that, And so I had a couple of beers and I thought I'm going to study the game. And that's what I'd done that game because you couldn't, you just see it. I thought, I've got to watch this in a different way because, we was in the box and you know, you had to be on your best behaviour. Well,
Sort
me and
of.
you were, Julian weren't, you know what I mean? But that's another story. So, yeah, and I watched the game differently. And you're right, watching that game, I thought like we was controlling the game. We didn't play that well first half. We was missing our passes and things like that. But defensively sound, people know exactly what they've got to do when we lose the ball, when we get the ball. The work rate of the team, I've got to say,
Brilliant.
that was
Jesus
sensational.
again.
Jesus, Martinelli, because he was down that side in the first half. He gave the ball away once. He sprinted past Zinchenko to try and stop it. You know, it was incredible appetite for the game of doing the dirty work. You know, we was talking about. I think during half time, we've had so many players over the last sort of 5-6 years that have not been prepared to do the dirty work.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But these guys, Jesus and Martinelli, I'm going to pick on them too because they're off to Brazil, which is massive for them. Like, didn't care. They still worked exactly the same way as they would do if there was no World Cup. And I thought, wow, you know, they were fantastic. And when we needed a bit of magic, we said it's going to take a little bit of magic. The Jesus pass into Vieira, little dink goal, you know. And I don't know about you, but you could actually then put your pipe and slippers on and just watch that game.
Yeah, no. I was relaxed after that.
You knew when we went 1-0 up, that was it. I wasn't thinking, oh no, we're going to give away a goal in the past. Yeah. I thought that's it now. It'll either be 2 or 3.
We've got such a good defence.
And we weren't being arrogant when we were saying that. Because you predicted 2-0, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I predicted 3. And both of us turned around at the same time and said, this could be 2 or 3 now. Not, they're going to score, or not being arrogant and cocky when we were saying that. It's just that's how this team's making you feel at the moment. Yeah. Confident that they can defend and see out games. You know, the last 2 games, when I looked at it at the beginning of the season, obviously we knew the World Cup was coming. Those last 2 games, Chelsea away and Wolves away, you thought, oh, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
2 tough games, you know what I mean? Take a draw at Chelsea, win at Wolves, and take 4 points, you know what I mean? Beat them both. Keeping clean sheets, Robbie. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It is brilliant what this team's doing at the moment. And as I said, now, with the World Cup on, we go into the World Cup top of the league. We go into Christmas top of the league. When we come back after Christmas, 2 games to take us to the new year. West Ham at home, a team that's really struggling. I mean, earlier on in the season when I saw that, I was like, it's quite a difficult game to come back to afterwards. But the way West Ham have been playing, they're going to have quite a few players at the World Cup as well. I mean, that's not going to be an easy game for them. It's not an easy game for us, but there could be harder games, isn't it, to come back to. And then after that, we go away to Brighton. We know Brighton are a very good side, but they did also lose their last game to Aston Villa. So a chance again to get a couple more wins and to kick on. Obviously, we hope that all the players are going to come back in great shape after the World Cup, but it's looking good at the moment, Lee.
It's unbelievable, really, Rob, isn't it? Like 5 points clear of Man City, and we was going up there, weren't we? When we knew the result, we was buzzing, absolutely buzzing because Man City had lost, and we feel like whether you think it or not, we're mentally we're in a battle with Man City at the moment.
We are in a battle with Man City. That's where we are at the moment. Listen, anything can happen. You can slip up. Man City fans reminded me yesterday that they were 14 points off the pace behind Liverpool, was it, a couple of seasons ago, and they still went on to win the league. But I think you got an Arsenal team that's playing very, very well at the moment, and it's in our hands now. That's the thing. It's a long way to go, so babe, saying in your hands is probably a bit too, but it is kind of, if we keep doing what we've been doing so far this season, we couldn't win the league.
Well, it's incredible. But if Man City win every game of the season, they win it, and if Arsenal win every single game, then we win it.
Thing is, as well,
it's only out of us 2.
Thing is, as well, Man City a team that are capable of dropping a lot more points. You know what I mean? Because that's a shock defeat at home to Brentford. But if you actually analyse a few of their games recently, they haven't exactly been playing great. I mean, they were very fortunate to get away with a win against Fulham at home. Last minute penalty with, De Bruyne very theatrically went down. And Leno nearly saved it. They had the game before that where, it was just a bit of De Bruyne magic.
Yes.
They weren't that great in that game. they've sort of been getting away with a few. Yeah, I mean, but we know they can be scintillating. Look at that game against Man United, where they were unbelievable. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I do feel that Manchester City will lose some more games before the end of the season. It's about us just holding our nerve now, and it's about us just being consistent from now till the end of the season. And there's some really tough games coming up in the new year, but we've been saying it all along, like you just said. There's really tough games coming up before we go to the World Cup, and we've negotiated them. Exactly
that, and we're making it. I look at the Chelsea game, and not a lot's being made of it really when you think about it. We was the first team to beat a top 6 team away from home. We was the first team to do it. I know Liverpool went and done it to Spurs a little bit later, but we've done that. So it's not easy to go to those grounds and win, and we went there and won that game. And I just think that this moment in time we're in a real. You don't know what's going to go on after the World Cup, but we've seen it from pre-season all the way through to now. We've seen something different, Robbie. I've seen something different to what I've seen for a very, very long while. I think defensively, we're superb. I think the clean sheets that we're doing. And James made a great point. Yesterday on Forever Arsenal, we turned around and said we've played out of all of our games 6 home games, 8 away games.
Yeah, we played a lot of away games.
So we played more away games. Yeah. I think Manchester City might be 7-7, so I'm not sure. But we played 8 away games, and won 6 of them. It's incredible, like what we've done. And the reason that is because we defend a lot better than
the defence is the difference. The defence is been so good. It's so hard to score goals against Arsenal. You know what I mean? Keeping clean sheets. I mean, when we beat Chelsea, they didn't get a sniff all game.
No. But really, Wolves didn't neither. Really, they had a couple. They didn't
have. They had one sort of long range chance.
Yeah.
You really have another chance in the game. I mean, this is how well the team's playing. It's all that work, like you said, not just the defending, but it's all that work off the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The contribution and the effort that has been made by all these players, and just hope and pray that they're going to come back after the World Cup with the same amount of energy. You know what I mean? That is the one thing that's the slight worry, I guess.
And the great thing is, because where we was in the box and all that, and you come out and you see a couple of Wolves fans and all that, and Wolves last season would have said they fancied nicking it against us, beating us. But this time they said no, we had to play you like that. We had to defend, and hopefully we'd have took a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is other fans now thinking not Arsenal can be got at now. Arsenal, we fancy it. Arsenal were a nice scalp for everybody. Do you know what I'm saying? Pushovers. Soft. Yeah, we can take one of the big boys now. We can get this Arsenal side,
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we're trying to defend now, you know what I mean? We're trying to. A point's good enough against Arsenal.
Yeah.
And we're at home.
Nice, it's changing.
It's great, isn't it?
Just to remind everybody about the AFTV PICK10. By the way, it was a draw last week. We both only got 4 right. So I don't know how some of these guys managed to do this.
Just want to say something. He was just going through it and he went, Brentford away, I got that. And I had to do a double take. He tried to sneak in a little shifty one there, you know what I mean? But the old judge ain't up for it, he knows, you know what I mean? I want the nice
4.
richest Chinese in London I'm after next, you know what I mean?
But there's an incredible £10,000 to give away this week in the AFTV PICK10 on Saturday. Huge congratulations going out to the lucky winner of the iPhone 14. Right, good early Christmas for them. Also, congratulations going out to Di Waddell. That Di Waddell, they win every week. What's this guy on?
What is Di Waddell? Is he a Welsh professional gambler or something?
I don't know, man. Every week he's collecting, man. Yeah. And Joy Sadler, 99, who won £3,000 each in last week's PICK10. They got 9 out of 10. How they get 9 out of 10? They obviously the one they got wrong was obviously the Brentford one.
But the Rangers one was a shocker, wasn't it?
Jeez, how they get 9 out of 10?
Put Rangers, man.
Inspector Kipple won an incredible £1,000 in the game of the day special. getting 9 out of 10 as well on.
Probably had Jesus as a goal scorer.
We all look like Muppets.
Yeah, I mean, don't listen to us. Don't listen to us.
Don't listen to us, man. There was 3 winners of the. We've got £1,032 each in Sunday's Pick 10. Jeez, man. Crazy, isn't it? What?
I'll tell you what. I think it's a great game. I'm going to say
it's a great game. It's a great game.
It's you know, if I had hair, I'd be pulling it out. Like, I've got to say, like, because it does get you, doesn't it?
It does get you.
I'm looking at it like, you know,
and it's going to keep getting you, Lee, because with the World Cup starting this week, there's going to be even more prizes to give away and chances for you to win by playing our World Cup focus AFTV Pick10. It's going to be continue right throughout the World Cup period. So make sure you get involved. You can scan the QR code or click the link in the description to play AFTV Pick10, and you could be a winner. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun as well. You know what I mean? Really been enjoying that. So big up to the guys from AFTV Pick10. And I own that dinner as soon as I get back because I'm off to Qatar this week for the World Cup.
Yeah, so you're not in it.
Looking forward to it.
You've got to do
I'll
it.
be keeping an eye on our boys out there, see how they're getting on.
Yeah.
And we will still be doing the Invincible podcast. Don't worry about that. Lee, what I wanted to...
What are you going to do? Poolside, are you? Or is that what you're It'd be pouring the rain here and you'll be on the poolside like
sleeping
that.
in a tent out in the desert, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's all right with some, isn't it?
Lee, I wanted to... You know what I want to just quickly look at, right? Let's just quickly look at... where is it now? Let's just quickly look at some of the results that we've had so far since the start of the season. I'm going to run you through because probably we forget. You spoke about pre-season.
Yeah.
Pre-season, we beat Nuremberg. Remember that game?
Yeah, I was there,
Seems like a long time ago now. That was in July.
That was the day we...
5-3.
That was the day we me and Cecil met Edu.
That's right.
That was it, like in Nuremberg.
Then we went to play Everton. We played them over in Baltimore. Beat them 2-0. Right? Then we beat Orlando City 3-1. Right? We was at that game over there in Orlando, and then played Chelsea, beat them 4-0.
That was the game.
And that was when, and then remember, we went back to the Emirates and beat Sevilla. Remember the score?
Oh. It was 5-6.
6-0.
Was it 6-0?
6-0. Beat Sevilla 6-0.
We was 4-0 up after about 20 minutes, weren't we? Like,
that was our pre-season. And we were all sort of saying to ourselves, wow, you know what?
Yeah.
This team, there's something about this team this year. They look good, man. They look sharp. They look ready, hungry. Jesus looks great. You know, everyone's just looking on it. We were all sort of saying, you know what? I reckon we could get off to a decent start. Now, let me remind you, the first game was against who?
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace,
Friday
a team
night.
that we went away to last year and they stuffed us. Remember, that was kind of the beginning of the end of Arsenal's top 4 race. They deliberately put that game on first up on a Friday night because they sniffed an upset. The TV company sniffed an upset because they remember the game against Brentford, first game of the season, the previous season, and they're like, yeah, this is another potential one.
Yeah.
Arsenal got stuffed at Palace, went there, beat them 2-0.
Brilliant.
Clean sheet.
That was a massive statement game. That was.
It was.
It was a massive statement game. I go back to that day, and I went with met up with Dan Potts and Julian, and and me and Julian were looking like Dan was a little bit nervous. You know what I mean? And we was going, no, don't be. We've got this. You wait till you see Saliba. You wait till you see Jesus. You know what I mean? Me and Julian have obviously seen him. We said, we fancied it. And when after the game, you know what I mean, everybody was coming out because obviously a lot of those fans hadn't seen that game. Absolutely buzzing with what they'd seen. Some of the football, Saliba, you know, they'd seen for the first time. Ben White played right back. And I remember people, our own fans going, oh, Zaha's going to roast him and all that. Like, it didn't happen. Everybody come away like, I just felt like that was a brilliant game. Like Ben White, by the way, has been superb from start to finish so far. But that was a big statement game. Played in the pink kit that day as well, like, you know. And we're off and running. Off and running.
The next week after that, we played Leicester. Leicester at home, beaten by 4-2.
He's got a couple in that, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't even tell the full story because, again, we were brilliant. That day.
Yeah.
Great
and the
performance.
Atmosphere that day.
Atmosphere when the place was rocking.
Yeah, brilliant.
Week after that, went away, and I think this could be our best away performance of the season, right? Just because it was just so dominant. We played Bournemouth away.
Yeah.
Yeah? 3-0.
I was on an airplane.
Oh, you missed the game, didn't you?
I missed it.
Was you using...
I went on holiday because you remember,
Turkey or something.
Turkey, it was meant to go the year before, but it got cancelled because of COVID.
Yeah,
and it was we booked it in the international break. Well, of course, the following year, that was meant to be the international break. Well, it weren't. You know what I mean? And we was flying at 5:30. Can you believe it? 5:30,
and that's when it kicked off.
And it kicked off.
Yeah.
And it come over the announcing, you know what I mean? We're really sorry, but we've got a delay for about... Oh, yes! So I managed to catch it on my phone, was watching it, and then for the first 45 minutes, I watched the first half, everybody's moaning and all that, and I'm going, keep, more of a delay. That you had to turn it off at half time now, so I'm flying over there.
What's the score at half time?
2-0. And I'm in my head, I'm thinking, Bournemouth will come back, you know what I mean? What's the score? You know what I mean? Don't know, And then there was some Arsenal supporters behind us as well, and all my lot are all big Arsenal fans. And then the plane landed, and straight away, and it was 3-0, and I was happy. But there's all those things going through your mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Looking around, and everybody, all the women are asleep. You know what I mean? They don't care. I bet we've missed it out. We got somewhere. Shaka's got sent off, and we've gone in there. 3-0, brilliant.
3-0, and it was a very comprehensive win. Then we played at home against Fulham. Beat them by 2-1. Fulham played really well on the day, but again, we deserved it. We played well. Good performance by Arsenal. I think they went 1-0 up through Mitrovic, didn't they?
Yeah, I think Gabriel made a mistake. I think Gabriel got the winner in that game.
That's right. Then we played Aston Villa at home. Beat them 2-1. Remember,
corner straight.
That was quite a
brilliant first half.
Yeah. They had that corner that they scored from, which I felt that was a foul on Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Then we went away to Manchester United. That was way back on the 4th of September. This was our only defeat of the season so far. Played Manchester United. Was at the game Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. Lost by 3-1. Could have been so different. Yeah. Could have been so different because I thought we played well on the day. If you remember rightly, Martinelli right at the start of the game scored what I thought was they brought it all the way back for what they said was a foul in the middle. I haven't seen nothing like that this season since that incident, have you? Have you seen him pull it that far back any other game?
Not at all.
I haven't, right? But that could have been a turning point for the game.
And the greatest thing about that is because we all come away disappointed, but there was a funny thing because I weren't angry about it. I thought we played really well.
Yeah.
But obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo's having his whatever at the moment in time, you know what I mean? Like that. Whatever,
it was a jacuzzi.
Whatever that goes. But he actually turned around and said, and he said it in the interview apparently, that we got away with it against Arsenal. He said they were by far the better team, and if it weren't for some dodgy refereeing officials, we would have got stuffed that day.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
And he actually said as well, when he was moaning about the lack of progress and the lack of professionalism and everything at Manchester United, he actually cited Arsenal as one of those clubs, along with Man City and Liverpool, that you can see why they're progressing because they're so professional and they're so
football clubs.
Yeah.
Proper football clubs. You hear that, Man United? Proper football clubs.
Yeah, and we got a sauna and jacuzzi and all that works. You know what I mean? And the chef serves better food than you. You know what I mean? Sunday the 18th of September, we went away to Brentford. Another superb performance.
Masterclass.
3-0.
That was that was the first time I've walked out of an away ground, and I said it at the time. And this is of all my time of watching football and watching Arsenal, even when we was in the Invincibles, walked out of an away ground feeling from the start to finish we was in no danger of losing that game.
Yeah.
We were superb from the start to the finish.
And that was going, and people at the time were saying, it's only Brentford.
Yeah,
what are you getting? Yeah. Now, I remember before that game, people was reminding Arsenal fans of the fact that, remember what happened to you lot last time when you played Brentford. And if you don't remember, if you might have forgotten, it was a 12 o'clock kickoff, right? Early kickoff.
Yeah.
Oh, early kickoff. Brentford. We know what's coming, Arsenal. Like you said, comprehensive win.
And on the back of the Man United defeat as well. So it was a little bit. I was a little bit nervous.
Yeah,
into
because
that
you know
game.
you think to yourself, you know, and for those people at the time who were saying it was only Brentford, what did Brentford do last week away from home?
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you, right?
They'd beaten Leeds 5-3 the week before.
Yeah, they were doing really well.
Tony had got his hat-trick, and
Tony
he'd just
was on
been
fire.
called up for England on that, before that,
Yeah.
and he never got a kick.
Tottenham Hotspur came to town, right, for the North London derby.
We still ain't played no one decent. That's what they were saying. No, they were. You ain't played still. When are you going to play someone?
Yeah.
Like,
Tottenham fans who ain't played no one yet.
Yeah.
If you remember rightly, when Tottenham came, they were unbeaten as well. They hadn't lost a game yet.
Yeah.
They came there unbeaten. They were doing really well. Dispatched of Tottenham 3-1.
Lost a few now, don't they?
They've lost a few now. They have lost a few. 3-1. We
Said it
beat
on that
Tottenham.
rocky road, didn't we?
The week after that. Now remember, when we were looking at this month, we were like, you know, you're looking at the month, you're thinking, Jesus, October, man. Tottenham followed by Liverpool. Jeez, man. Boy, you know what I mean? Week after that, Liverpool, we beat them 3-2.
At home.
At home. Again, another
win.
Statement win to, you know, to back those two type of teams that are right up there with us. You know, that was really impressive.
Statement win. And do you know what is unique about that game? I see this today. There's a unique thing about that game. We've not had anything else. We've not had won any other game. Right, you know?
Oh, hold on.
Of all those games, we've got something in that game that we've not had all season.
Set piece?
Oh, it's close. Here's a set piece of some sort. Like
Free kick? Score from a free kick? No,
No. Goes for about 12 yards out.
Penalty, yeah.
Penalty against Liverpool.
Is that the only penalty we've
It's
had
the
all
only
season?
penalty all season. Europa League, everything. That's the only penalty.
Jeez, I didn't know that, man. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
someone told me that today.
Wow. Following week after that was a game where a lot of people thought we were very fortunate to get away with it. I still put it down to also, as well as riding our luck a bit, I thought we defended resolutely
Yeah, you talked
and
about
held
Leeds,
on. Leeds away, 1-0. Weren't at our best. Leeds really stuck it on us.
You know, that was when all the VAR went down.
When all the lights and everything went down,
Yeah.
and at one stage they were saying the game might get cancelled.
Yeah,
Remember that? Went all the way up there, and then
all
we
the
were
way
like,
up there, yeah. Julian was moaning all day. Oh, he didn't like Ellen Road, did he?
"What's this post in front of me? But it's,
And he don't mind telling. You know, we met a couple of Leeds legends, Noel Whelan, after that game, and Beckford, wasn't it?
Jermaine Beckford.
And, you know...
Jermaine Beckford told him to shut up.
Yeah, and he's going to Noel Whelan, like, you know, what's that post doing here? You know, it's not a great ground Ellen Road, is it? Like, you know what I mean? He don't care. He don't care. Like, but that was a good win. That was a good win.
And I like Ellen Road. It's always
I love Ellen Road.
Ellen Road's a great atmosphere.
Great fan.
Great fans. Lots of banter. It was brilliant. Sunday the 23rd of October, Southampton away.
I was
dropped
angry.
Points. Went 1-0 up. Southampton got one back in the second half. A good goal by them, by the way. It was good move.
Yeah, good move. But we should have had a penalty, and they should have had sending up, and we would have won that game. We could have actually been 7 points clear at the top.
Yeah.
My word.
No. Yeah, 7 points. Yeah, 7 points. But it was a point.
Yeah, and we move on.
You know, we moved on. Maybe it wasn't our greatest performance, but it's going to happen. The week after that, though, played Nottingham Forest at home, stuck 5 past them, 5-0.
That was a big... I know, like, it was Nottingham Forest, but I'm going to say a couple of things about this Nottingham Forest, because since before we played them, I think they've beaten Liverpool
They beat Liverpool the week before.
And since then, they've beaten a couple of other teams.
They beat Spurs in the Cup.
Oh, yeah, they beat Spurs. I forgot about that. Beat
Yeah,
Spurs. They beat Spurs, knocked them out of the Cup. I'll say that again. They knocked them out of the Cup. And... but they've been a little bit more improved. We was on a little bit of a dodgy one where we'd drawn to Southampton. I think we'd lost to PSV over there.
Yeah, and we hadn't performed the greatest
played
against
well,
Leeds.
like, you know, come to this game, people going, oh, it's going to be like myself included. I'll take a 1-0 win now.
Yeah.
Blew them away.
5-0. 5-0.
See you later.
5-0. Then we go to Chelsea. Chelsea away, another away game, right? That we had to, like you said, we played more away games than home games this season. Beat them 1-0, but again, a comprehensive one. I said it's the most one-sided 1-0 I've seen this season. One-sided 1-0. That was a game where Aubameyang touched the ball about 8 times in the whole game, and he got substituted off after he'd done that stupid video. And yeah, a big win for Arsenal. Again, like you said earlier, you said it earlier, only team in the out of the big 6 to go to another big 6 team and win away from home.
We were the first team to do that.
We were the first team to do that.
You know, I know Tottenham have got a draw there, and Man United had as well, but we went there and won. The atmosphere, the away fans, you know, there's been fragile over the years. You know what I mean? But
they're brilliant, aren't they?
The atmosphere in that ground at the end of that game.
Fantastic, man.
Fantastic.
And it was pouring with rain.
It was pouring with rain.
Right.
Do you know what? Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less.
And of course, the weekend game, going away again to Wolves and beating them by 2-0. So you can see what Arsenal have been doing this season. Keeping clean sheets.
Yeah, I think
that's
that's
been a big
key.
thing. Has been a big thing for Arsenal, and winning games, right? They haven't really drawn many. Get drawn 1, lost 1. All the rest won. And that is why Arsenal are flying high at the top of the table. And if I just quickly look at some of the games we've got coming up, of course, when we come back after the World Cup break, it's West Ham at home, Brighton away, as I spoke to earlier. But then we get into January, and this is where these are going to be another... Well, listen, Brighton's away is a tough game. Big test in January, because we're coming up against a couple of teams there in the first one. Newcastle at home on the 3rd of January. Newcastle flying high, been playing brilliant. That's going to be a big test. And then the following week, Tottenham away. Tottenham away, where we've been shocking against Tottenham. And then on the 21st of January, right, Manchester United at home.
There's going to be there must be an FA Cup game in there as well.
Yeah,
then,
Manchester United at home. I'm not sure if Ronaldo will be playing.
No.
I very much doubt it.
I don't think he will be.
Somehow I don't think we'll be facing Cristiano Ronaldo, but United have been resurgent. You've got to give them that. Over the past, since the start of the season. And they did beat us away. Those are 3 very tough games. I think those 3 games are going to tell us a lot, even though we've learned a lot about this team.
Yeah.
If Arsenal go through those 3 games, let's say, for instance, we played those 3 games and we're still top of the table.
Yeah.
Honestly,
7 points we've got to get, I think. From
honestly, you've got to really then start saying this team, because that's as tough as it gets in January.
As you said, if we're still top half that mate, I will believe.
That's a tough January, isn't it?
That's a tough January.
Newcastle, Tottenham, Manchester United. But
if you get one, you could, know what's going to happen in the cup draw as well. You could,
Yeah.
So
it's true. You could draw a big gun.
Big gun in that. So,
but what that shows me, though, Lee, those games are in January. Get those, if we're going to get those signings, get them in early in January, so that they're ready for those games.
I'm sure when they're talking about that now, they've got to be. Yeah, they've got to be I really do feel that this January is going to be significant off and on the field. I really do. If Arsenal don't sign anybody,
it'd be
January,
criminal. It'd be criminal.
I'll be deflated because I know what's coming.
It'd be criminal.
Yeah,
it'd be criminal. I think.
I think they will.
We messed up last year when we didn't sign anyone.
Yeah, and I think that, and you know what? Along with the manager, Mikel, and everybody, Arsenal learning from their mistakes. And they have done on the job and whatever. Surely they've learnt from last season, that don't make the same mistake again. And I'm confident that they'll be good enough.
Of course, the World Cup now is upon us. But Arsenal, during the World Cup, are going to be playing a couple of friendly games over in Dubai, right? So, very smart move to play over in Dubai. That's where they're going to be based. Yeah, Thursday, the 8th of December, Arsenal versus Lyon. And then on Tuesday, the 13th of December, Arsenal versus AC Milan. It's some good games. Some good games.
Great games to be.
The Dubai Super Cup, they're calling it. There's also going to be, I think Liverpool are playing out there and a couple other teams. So, I think Liverpool are in it. Who else are in it? Liverpool, AC Milan, Arsenal, and Lyon are in this little
so
cup.
Arsenal don't play Liverpool, so they just play those. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, first, it won't feature none of the players who are going to be in the World Cup, even though the group stages may have finished by that first game.
Yeah,
but
so a couple of them might, but they ain't going to be involved.
They won't be involved in it after playing for their country, you know. So, and then when you look at it, if you, I was just looking through the Arsenal squad.
Sensible though, don't you think, to have a couple of? I think it's got to be done.
Definitely. I think they're also talking about they're going to do another game as well at the Emirates, right? So I think they're going to possibly play about 3 games, which is good. You've got to keep those players that
are not playing. 6 weeks they're out without a game. So, you know, a bit of warm weather training over in Dubai, and then playing a couple of games out there. Wow.
Yep. Fancy the trip?
Wouldn't say no, Rob.
Well, what are you saying that to me for? What's it got to do with me?
I just say I wouldn't say no.
I'm going to be over there. You know what? I'm thinking about it because I'm going to be, obviously, I'm going to be in Qatar. And I'm thinking just to pop over, man, and you know.
Yeah, you can do that, though.
But of course, listen. When you look at the Arsenal squad, players that are going to be in Qatar for the World Cup, obviously Saka, Ben White, Aaron Ramsdale, Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, Martinelli, and Jesus. That's it, isn't it? Oh, Matt Turner,
Tommy Asu as well.
Tomiyasu. So that's 9 in total.
I think is it 9 or 10? Did you?
Who am I missing?
Turner.
Yeah.
So like we go from the at Ramsdale.
Turner, Ramsdale, Ben White, Ramsdale.
No, I said
I don't
Ramsdale.
know. Ben White, Saka, the English ones.
Xhaka,
Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey,
Jesus,
Martinelli,
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu, 9.
Okay, it's 10.
That's 9.
Is it?
Do it again.
Turner,
Ramsdale, Ben White, Saka,
Xhaka,
Partey, Jesus, Martinelli, Tomiyasu.
9.
Gosh, I can't count. What school did you go? 9 Arsenal players at the World Cup. How many of them do you think will be there right till the end? Probably, if you're putting them, maybe Jesus.
Jesus.
Ghana are gonna.
Ghana
won't go far. Switzerland won't go far.
And there are 2.
The English players might go far.
There are 2 guaranteed starters.
Yeah.
In the World Cup. Xhaka and
Saka might start games.
Not guaranteed.
Not every game,
but like, you know, them 2.
Granit Xhaka and Partey. Yeah. It's true.
So they could be out.
So we might not be in as bad as I want to know where you stand on this, right? Is it a bad thing or actually a good thing? This World Cup break for Arsenal squad.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think like we knew it was coming. So we're playing for it. I think like Arsenal knew what they had to do. They've attacked these first 14 games like they've done. Have a little bit of a rest up now. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's too bad. I don't think
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a chance for us
Martinelli's young, so he's getting the experience of playing with top Brazilians.
It's a chance to reset.
Yeah.
It's a chance to reset. So I don't think it's the worst thing in the world for Arsenal. So let's see how it all pans out.
And I'll be honest, you know, I don't mean this nastily. When the African Nations was on last time, I wanted Thomas Partey and going out of that ASAP, so he was back playing for Arsenal.
He came back injured, remember?
He came back, you know what I mean? But that's what you want, you know. And I remember a lot of Arsenal fans going, "Oh yeah, Ghana are out," like, you know what I mean? Because you want it what's better. I want that with the same with all these players. I would like Switzerland to go on and do well, but for me, I'm sorry, club versus
England.
Well, with England, if none of them are playing, then they can carry on playing for as long as they want, and like the likes of Harry Kane and all that can get really run down and worn out, and battle torn and everything like that. But ultimately, no, if they are playing,
who do you think's going to win the World Cup?
I'm going to stick my neck out and say Brazil.
Brazil. Okay.
Brazil.
I'm going Argentina. Actually.
Oh yeah, Argentina.
Yeah, I fancy Argentina. Yeah. Who is, just before we go, who is your player of the season so far for Arsenal?
Two players.
Can only have one. One only.
Well, Granit Xhaka wins it for me. I think he's been but Ben White just behind him.
Ooh.
And I say this because I think Ben White has 8 out of 10 every single game, where Saliba has been 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. He's had a couple of 7s, 6s and 7s, you know what I mean? I didn't think it was great, by the way, at Wolves. Ben White has just been consistently very, very good. But Xhaka has been outstanding.
Xhaka, you know what I mean? So many candidates, because you've got Xhaka, you've got Ben White, you've got Saliba, you've got Zinchenko when he's been fit, you've got Jesus, Martinelli, Saka.
All been playing well. Everybody's been playing well.
But I'm going to go for Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Jesus. For me, there's been no game where he's been below 8 out of 10. If he doesn't score, it doesn't. His work rate, his goal contributions, his everything. It's like everybody feeds off of that guy right now. For me, he has been my player of the season so far. But I want to find out from you guys.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
Who's your player of the season so far, and give us your reason. Yeah. And you can only have one. No, tell me, Saliba, blah, 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 or this one, blah, blah, blah. One only, right? And also don't forget to play AFTV PICK10. Big prizes to be won this weekend. Up to £10,000 in the pot. All you got to do is click the link in the description and you can play right now, or scan the QR code. Get involved in that right now. But listen, we're feeling good. We're top of the league. Going into Christmas, we are the Christmas #1. See you soon. The Invincible podcast. Myself, Robbie, and Lee Judges come together once a week to discuss all things Arsenal. Straight talking, considered discussion, brought to you by the fans of the only club in Football League history to go invincible.